Hello and welcome to the Raw Preview. I'm Michael Sidgwick, joined by Michael Hamflett to discuss everything that's in store for us on tonight's show. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure to subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and YouTube for daily wrestling podcasts where we preview and review Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0, Dynamite, Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have wrestling roundtables, wrestler interviews on occasion, question and answer time, and we host a roundup of the week, complete, not this week, but maybe. Oh no, Will Bourne's in all week.
Yeah, he's in. He's in.
Complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, on wrestle culture, that being the roundup.
It sure is.
Yeah, intros are hard, man.
They are. But we're about to round up what's going to go down on Monday Night Raw tonight, Sid. The recognised symbol of excellence in sports entertainment is back for another hot 2 hours on a Monday night.
Oh, they're all going to 3.
Oh, in January, I know.
Both of them are going to 3.
Yeah, I was worried.
Right, let's talk about that.
Yeah, all right.
Is that strategically a good move? Because you got this brand new audience.
Yeah.
And the wrestling. I wonder if the Undertaker's still in it. That's always the Undertaker still in it. And sadly, sometimes yes, is the answer to that. Is the Undertaker still in it? Well, he's not around anymore. I know, he's good, him.
He was old even then.
Yeah, I know he's old even then.
He was dead. That's how old he was.
No, seriously, I spoke this about Francis the other week because she came with me to WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And I told her the Undertaker's age. And she went, what? What? And he's like, how old is he now, 56 or whatever?
Yeah, something like that. I would say mid-50s.
So he was probably about, how old is the Undertaker actually?
Yeah. Oh.
It's time to play the game! Time to play the
game! How old's the dead man?
The dead man.
Well, I'm going to guess.
Oh, do you want to get 3 guesses? How long's the dead man been alive? Yeah.
61.
Oh, you're close.
62.
Oh, you're close, but going the opposite direction, maybe.
Is he 60?
He's 59.
Right. How old would he have been in 2040? Well, 49.
Yeah. That's right. 10 years ago.
Yeah. So I was like, he'd probably be on 50 or something. What? The Undertaker, the one who lost the match, and it was weird. And I was like, yeah, the Undertaker, WrestleMania, you saw him in New Orleans. He was like 49 years old. He's about 50-year-old. She thought he was like 67 or 68 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I think what you're being a little bit callous here, my wife. Do you want to know why? He wasn't old. He was merely in a state of psychological shock at the idea of losing.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. Now I was like, he's concussed.
You've been a bit mean, Mark Callis here.
Yeah, no, he's just concussed. He's completely out of it. No, he's in a state of he was in a state of psychological shock at the prospect of the streak being over.
You sat her down and he said, listen.
Yeah.
That man looks like it is because he was making towns and respecting the business.
Respecting the goddamn business.
Can't drink a bottle of Jack a day that your scared, bullied colleagues purchased for you as a punishment and look young.
Impossible.
It's not how it works when you're falling on your goddamn back. Now, admittedly, I did that like 3 goddamn minutes a year.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, the point
Nonetheless,
stands.
it stands.
Bradshaw did my bumping.
Was Undertaker a bitch? So here's the thing.
That's actually my first bullet point.
Let's talk about it. Is he a bitch? Because he breaks in.
Yeah.
He does the old... he's working some WCW shots.
Yeah. Back when they still had guns and knives in this.
Of course. So he's doing that.
Yep.
And then he gets his ticket to the Fed. Mm-hmm. Good news. What is it? You know those horrific rings that have got no give? Yeah. I could take them. Well, you don't have to. I'm listening.
Excellent.
Excellent. You don't actually have to do many bumps or move. Your character is a slow, boring, undead mortician. So you don't really do that many bumps, actually.
Yeah.
Great. So you're going to do 4 years of basically nothing. Oh, God, 4 years. Oh, God. Oh, I think I need some time off. Well, good, because between the Royal Rumble 1994 and SummerSlam 1994, you don't have to do anything. Oh, well, good. That means have to do a lot of real hard work after that. No, Mark, 1995 called, and you got more Monsters of the Week, King Kong Bundy and the like. Do I have to do anything in those matches? No, sirree, Bob. Great. 1996, well, you're going to have to actually start doing something against Foley. And, 1997, you're doing stuff against Shawn. So some bumps. 1998, well, by this point, you're pretty broken down, weirdly.
He's put 2 years in, Mark.
He's put 2 years in, so you're pretty broken down. So you're going to do the old walk and brawls. And then you kind of have to graft a little bit. Mm-hmm. Because you're playing a biker and you're basically yours. And then guess what? To the 2000s, you put in a bit of a shift, Mark. You do put in a bit of a shift. But sooner or later, one match a year, how does that sound? Sounds great. Was he a bitch?
I can't help noticing I'm not really getting hurt now that I don't have a full road schedule. So I'm thinking I might jump directly onto my own head in my one match a year.
Yeah?
You got any wrestlers kids you might want to try and catch me for once in a dumb life?
Yeah. So he is a bitch.
I think we have... scientifically concluded with some peer review from your wife, who is a doctor and does this for a living.
Yeah, not that kind of doctor.
Was a bitch. We've had it peer reviewed.
Yeah,
he's an old-looking bitch.
Old-looking bitch.
Sounds like we're not respecting the dead man very much, which is why he's put us on business in those goddamn podcasts.
Yes. So he's kicking our ass.
I really need Brian Lee to understand my character. Not that much. Get the hell out of my house, Brian.
Not right.
I can't take this disrespect. Dress me up as a judge.
Don't do no method acting now here, Brian.
Brad, so get my gavel. Oh, God. Anyway, real stars. CM Punk might return tonight.
Why?
Maybe. Because 2 reasons. One, the other day, Ebu tweeted today's date. Ebu from Wrestle Purist, one of the
connected
best scoopsters in the game. But also because his injury, Hell in a Cell, seemed to take him just past WWE's business engagements in Saudi Arabia.
I thought he made towns.
Well, he does.
But not the progressive city of Riyadh.
He rides from coast to coast. And then once every 12 or 13 years, he goes to London, England. Some stuff happens. He goes back to riding coast to coast. So, yeah, he could make his return tonight. He's rumoured. A few sites are picking up, obviously, that it was... rumoured that he would potentially face Gunther at the Survivor Series. He'd gone as far as calling him out when he thought his Drew McIntyre business was concluded, and then they had the one more
You
match.
did too as well, you Mark. Never heard of a trilogy?
Never
watched the Fed.
I've been dreaming of every CM Punk match. I just want them all. In the meantime, of course, Dominic Mysterio's been getting pushed a little bit, and it's always seemed like they might do something there. Gunther and Damian Priest, which we will get to shortly, are going to have a confrontation, but there's no set date for that, and there's been questions that it might not be Survivor Series. So... what I'm getting to, I guess, is if the Punker were to return tonight, does he...
You just want a bullet point.
A little bit, and he's always the best bullet point, even if he's not advertised.
Remember the content before he came back to the wrestling? Every little puff of smoke of fire.
Yeah.
That's a thumbnail.
2011 CM Punk Photoshop render.
Yeah.
Like that. Or like if it was like sad CM Punk news, I'd use like the UFC one.
Yeah.
There'd always be like sort of 3 CM Punks.
I mean, it's our game.
Yeah, we did it. We sure did. When the CM Punk is All Elite graphic dropped, it almost didn't look real because you were sick of seeing ones that people had already made. He never got his own. He never got his own all-in.
Many people are doing these thumbnails.
He never got his own all-in thing when they started doing them for London. I was always sad about that because I'd seen us make 15 for 2018.
I think everyone saw the riding on a wall.
I was doing a comic signing the day before. That's interesting. Click here.
Yeah.
Not coming. But he might come tonight. I will if he does. Will he call out Gunther, even though Gunther's got the Damian Priest match? Or do you think, I guess... is the idea going to be, said it a few weeks ago, I'm saying it again now, Gunther, eyes in the prize, world title, and then like, of all people, it's like interrupted by Dirty Dom or something. Welcome back. Like that. And they like start a foo-ed, a little delay in foo-ed.
Here's how I see things unfolding.
Please tell me.
Damian Priest versus Gunther is set for Survivor Series.
Not yet.
No, in my head, dick face.
Okay. Just getting excited because it could be SNME.
Well, I'm talking. So tonight they established that the Survivor Series PLE, it is Gunther defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest, which has got its own problems. Don't worry, I will address them. Mm-hmm. And tonight, Dominic Mysterio is going, I faced a former world champion and I beat him. I should have the shot. In fact, I think I could defeat any former WWE champion.
WBF champion. And Gary Stridham rocks him. Wow.
I could, it's not just Damian Priest, that cocky face, and Liv going, right next to him.
She does it.
Yeah, and I could defeat any former WWE champion, not just Damian Priest, any of them. Look in my eyes. CM Punk comes out.
Perfect.
And then Dominic Mysterio should have an absolutely wonderful face for this. So it's CM Punk versus Dom at Survivor Series.
Okay.
Gunther versus Damian at Survivor Series. Gunther somehow prevails. And then Saturday night's main event ski is CM Punk versus Gunther. And I think he might even win the belt.
A time room for.
Tell me, what is the name of the SNME theme tune?
It's Obsession, I believe. Sidge.
And what does CM Punk think everyone is with him?
That would be Obsessed. I love it.
Okay. So bear with me now.
Okay.
So the sting for the Def Rebel version of Obsession for SNME is why is everybody always obsessed with me? My obsession. Obsession.
It's a Saturday night. It's the main event.
You sleep with me. That's what, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely have to lift a couple of bits out.
If you could sleep with me and go to sleep with me, it's my obsession.
I love this.
Yeah.
It
all makes sense.
Do you remember a little showski? Not on anymore.
We don't do bits.
Not around anymore. It's called AW Collision. Do you remember that?
I wish.
Do you remember when it was on?
I wish.
Do you remember that 8-week run when it was a thing and it used to have the introduction inspired by a one?
Here on Saturday night, which is all right for fighting. Just all right.
Yeah.
Good, not great for fighting.
Saturday night.
Saturday night's good, not great for fighting.
Just fine, all right. Nobody saw me in the video. John's doing this. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's not going to last.
But he would do the intros. He loved that, didn't he? That would do the Saturday night.
Saturday night, FTR, CMFTR. All I'm saying, bang, bang, gang, is that you're out of luck.
Nothing in this life is ever going to change, ain't that right, Cash?
He's coming back, isn't he, Cash? Sheriff Punk.
Let's talk about Damian Priest and Gunther then, because
it's CM Punk, not see you later, Punk. He's coming back.
He's going to be right back.
He'll be all right, folks.
And I got a cold Pepsi waiting for him. He likes Pepsi, by the way. Cash, did you get him Coca-Cola? Is that why all this happened? Gunther and Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight title.
Oh boy, it was sucky the first time.
I didn't mind it.
Botch City. Not Botch City, but Big Botch. He always liked to botch Damian Priest.
Gunther was too close, wasn't close enough to the ropes. It was like, I need to roll you towards the ropes.
Botch and Damian Priest, that would be his nickname, wouldn't it? If you had a nickname.
Botch, apostrophe N. No, like
no, because that would suggest that he was in a tag team with Botch.
Botch, Botch and Botch with an N.
So it's Botch in apostrophe Damian Priest.
Like bitching, but botching.
Botching Damian Priest.
Because I saw the video the other day in the rounds when he won the North American title and he just jumped in the hot tub with the lovely ladies.
Yeah.
Triple H came over to get his mark picture.
Yeah.
And he was bitching back then, wasn't he?
Now he's bitching Damian Priest, now he's botching.
So you're not particularly hyped about this match?
No, because the first match I saw between them at SummerSlam will not remotely trouble any match of the year list charts. And in fact, if I recall correctly, Damian Priest willingly rolled Gunther to the ropes to facilitate Finn Balor putting the leg on the ropes.
But he's going to remind Gunther of that, isn't he, and say that he had him. He had him that night.
Yeah, and he lost it because he botched.
And he can beat him again. This time he won't.
Yeah, it's wrestling. They can just make it up as they go along. They can say, look, I had you in the middle of the ring, and if it weren't for that bloody infernal demon Finn Balor, I would have had your ass beat.
Had your ass. We'll move on from that then, because somebody that
what are they going to say, pal? to build my interest in this match.
Well,
The first one wasn't great.
That Gunther, and they've got like a sort of weird mutual respect. The other week, Gunther, when Damian Priest was like, I haven't forgotten. Like,
I ain't forgot.
I want a title match. I want another shot at it, but I'll earn it. And Gunther was like, well, see to it that you do. And I haven't forgotten either, as if there was something Gunther still had to prove, that he himself. And I think they're quite good with the Gunther character. They will very smartly sort of skirt the lines of Gunther showing, it's not vulnerability exactly, Gunther like admitting, sneaking out, all right, yeah, you can have that. I'll let you have, Sami Zayn was a good example of this. I'll let you have that you beat me at WrestleMania. But I still thought you were pretty weak for pandering to your family. You do it for them. When I win, I call my dad and he says, win better, boy, and slams the phone down on me. Like, so there's this, every now and then, a little bit of vulnerability to creep out with Gunther. And I think he's such a good character, even as a heel, that he can do the thing where he knows he's kind of gotten a little bit lucky, and he'll own up to that as a way to almost promote that he'll just do it the right way the next time. Like he's quite a unique heel in that regard.
Oh yeah,
because it's
it's
it's what you always say about how it's a bit fundamentally stupid that you're about to bury your opponent, but first I'm going to say all the great things. Forget about that. You're a stupid idiot. Gunther does that for real.
Yeah, he's very good at it.
He will say,
a pro.
He will say that Damian Priest was. He'll say something like, you know, like Cody Rhodes recently was a man I came into contact with, and he wore his world championship proudly. And like last week, when Ludwig Kaiser tried to make excuses for me, he said, "No, I lost. I won't lose the next time, but I lost that night." And I think he'll try to put Damian Priest in a similar sort of air, a rarefied air as a champion as Cody. So, like, you were the world champion, you're a good one, but you absolutely know me, mate.
Yeah,
and you're not even close. And just because you came close, it doesn't mean you can beat me.
Sounds cinematic.
I thank you very much. Speaking of cinema, last week Bronson Reed looked like some sort of action sequence when he took out all four men in the number one contenders match before Damian Priest was ultimately successful. He is advertised to appear tonight.
Where are we?
I'm glad you asked. We are in the Van Andel.
More like the Van Anal.
Good. Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hand Rapids. Wanking. But there's 8,000 tickets out, but the arena's set up for 9.5. So we could do with 1,500 walk up just to get that number up.
I think 8,000 is fine. I think there's 8,000 people.
I would
with
like 9.5.
Taste.
The building is set for 9.5. I would like 9.5, please. So yeah, what might Bronson Reed say or do? And I guess
set up a second match with Seth Rollins.
What kind of match? Because I don't really want it. And I like Bronson Reed and I like Seth Rollins, but I don't really want this. Sell me this pen.
No. I don't know. I still think Bronson's particular energy out. If you remember my bitching about the otherwise really fun Reed versus Strowman series that I generally thought was class. Mm-hmm. As soon as they said Falls Count, last monster standing, I'm like, you're missing the point of those like instant pop-ups that you can't even put me down for a second. What happens if we meet in an actual match? Oh, it's going to like stand up after 9 seconds. That's not what you want. Bronson Reed's best stuff is there's this sort of video game character. He doesn't have the aura to just be Vader. Bear claw people in the ring. He needs some help. He needs some smoke and mirrors. His best stuff is in these destructible environments and in these angles. I would just go Falls Count anyway. I mean, it was the step he was born to wrestle. These proper, ridiculous, backstage, chaotic Falls Count anyway. I'd stick can't swear because Wilborn's not here and you're not very good at bleeping.
Thank you.
I would stick the dude I know it's not in character, in a boiler room. I miss the boiler room brawl, me.
Yeah,
I like the dank. I like the clank.
I mean,
I like those metallic clanks, and I was like, oh, you shouldn't be bumping on that.
Undertaker was no bitch in that one, was he?
No, he was no bitch. He got his ass kicked.
He put a shift in there. I like the. Do you know what spot I really like in the boiler room? The one that maybe the most memorable of all of them. Not Mick Foley falling backwards off a ladder.
Oh, that was sick.
Gross. Not Paul Bearer's turn with the urn or anything. There was something.
Turn with the urn.
Turn with the urn. You know when they're fighting through the corridor?
Sounds like the early WWE. It sounds like the early WWF name for it, like the brawl that ended all. And the colossal tussle. The turn with the urn.
It's like when somebody gets to like manage the Undertaker.
Yeah, yeah.
Get a turn with the urn.
Get a turn with the urn. Yeah, got a turn with the urn. That's what he said to his chicks. He's trying to pick them up.
Want a turn with
the urn.
Not Brian Lee. Not Brian Lee. Not Brian Lee. Not again.
You want to turn with the urn, baby?
Get on the back of my beautiful Titan bike. Don't scratch the paintwork. That ain't a metaphor. Don't scratch the paintwork.
You want to turn with the urn? So that's what I'm about. Digging souls and banging holes. That's a dead man. He used to love his strip joints, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Godfather had one, and I think he frequent there. Cheetahs in Vegas. It's not there anymore. I look on the map just in case.
You checked, didn't you?
I did just see if it could. It's Godfather strip joint. It's not there anymore. Scary part of town. Want to see a dude with another woman?
He's a bad guy with women wanting to take him.
I don't know. What's the deal?
Nah, just.
I mean, he's from that period, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't many good ones.
Look, laughing what he did with Sonny in the Slot Bucket, and laughing with Midian on that podcast.
Yeah. Keep that bucket away from me. Smells like duck shit.
Yeah. Awful. Hate him.
Yeah, me too. Still funny that he got Sarah's name tattooed on his neck and had to get it removed.
Yeah.
Funny, isn't it?
Imagine listening to where you heard Sarah by Starship.
Call me a bitch. Dudley. Right across the head. I'll show him.
I reckon when that all went tits up, listen to Sarah by Starship. You ever heard that?
I've not heard that, no.
It's like a love-lorn song about a woman called Sarah.
Starship, are they the same?
Sarah.
They did Jane as
well. Time
Starship did Jane.
Just Undertaker heartbroken.
Like
we'll listen to it when we get downstairs. Imagine a dead
Names
man.
of Lasses by Starship.
Yeah.
Sad and angry about.
Yeah.
Is that a Jefferson Starship?
It was like a weird sort of
Jefferson Airplane to Jefferson Starship to Starship.
Yeah.
It became more like synthy along the way.
Everyone in the 80s did it.
Yeah. That's why John Lennon is so beloved, because he didn't have to get through the 80s.
Yeah.
That's what people say. I think it would have been quite interesting myself.
Personally. I
disagree with that take.
It was rubbish when all those desperate 70s rock stars started playing with synthesizers to get over. Not me, I liked it. I liked it when one of my big
you was Glass Spider
kings.
guy. David Bowie and all that. Like, you went a bit wacky with it.
I like, what you call it? One of his famous hits.
Let's Dance?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, that whole era of apparently undignified rock stars just playing synthy hits in the 80s. Like, going like power pop in the... Like, got my mind set on you. I love that stuff. Oh, what do we think, Nicholas? He's a Beatlesman. What do we think of Mindset on You by George Harrison? Yeah. It's great, isn't it?
Anything by George, man.
Yeah, he's the best.
He was a bit of a hit factory, George Harrison. Yeah.
A whole lot of spending money.
That was a 9-hour documentary about you not letting me play songs. That was just big.
Yeah.
That would be literally the best album anyone's ever.
I like a bit of Rod Stewart's 80s stuff. Your hearts be free.
You won't believe me. I promise this is not because it's got a Fed connection. I think Big Time by Peter Gabriel is better than anything than Genesis Peter Gabriel prog guy ever did.
Yeah.
It's just big, bombastic it is. And I'm living in a big house. Big time. Like, it's like, there's another 15-minute epic about wizards, you boring bitch. I just like him singing about like glass tower blocks.
I love that.
In the big city. I'm into it. Oh, yeah. I'm like...
it's one of my kinks, man. It's meant to be like, you don't like that. Not me, I like it.
It's the soundtrack to Reagan's 80s.
Yeah.
That's what your eyes like, that. It sure is.
I mean, I know politically it was really, really awful, and there was no such thing.
Bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
That was those years. For better and worse. What else we got that I can link it to that? I'm going to just have to ask the question, Sidge. I'm going to take you from something to love to something you presumably despise. What is going on with the Wyatt 6 and the Miz?
I like this. Well, it means carrying cross. Hey!
That's what we like. Because he did
break your legs.
Did another vignette, didn't he, last week? Where him and Scarlett were just laughing at the... You see that on Raw? Yeah, I did. Hacked that mainframe. We all saw it.
Yeah, hacked that mainframe, baby.
Miz dead.
It's a bit of a hospital pass there. No, he narrowly escapes, but not unscathed. Mm-hmm. I reckon the Miz has seen some stuff. Can it be funny? Should it be funny? I'm not going to take it seriously, so let's like bedraggled Miz with like torn clothes, like dirt caked into his skin,
They should like
shell-shocked Miz. I don't know. I don't care.
Do
you?
Only slightly. Could they post him to Karrion Kross? Could Karrion Kross get a delivery?
Special delivery
for Karrion. And it's a big box. And he tears open the box. It says, FAO Final Testament. He's like, I'll sign for that. And he opens it and it's just the Miz. And he's been posted from where the Wyatts had him last week. He's all crumpled and stuff. That'd be
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, yeah, it was Saudi. Well, yeah. So he did with them. Anyone see the Miz fly back? No, I didn't see him at all. It's because he was on a storage plane.
A charter plane.
In an Amazon parcel.
You get it?
I get it.
Yeah.
I know it's it. Amazon.com. There we go. It's Black Friday at the weekend. Josh Brown tells me, because I'm looking for an Xbox, my kid, I could buy the Miz.
Is it not November 29th?
I don't know.
Just Google it. I think Josh is wrong.
Well,
we don't want to mislead the listeners.
It's normally
it's misinformation out there.
Thanksgiving, isn't it?
There's people pretty positively engaged when tweeting about Collision.
So, you got him. Shoot Black Friday is Friday the 29th of November. However, Amazon's Black Friday event starts this Friday. I guess it's for an extended period of time where you get your discounted goods. And speaking of discounted goods, I'll try and do this in Wilborn's absence, but Sidge, it's time for the Raw Riddle.
Oh my God, that Raw Riddle gives me the creeps.
Sure does. For those that are listening to this for the first time,
YA still
you
here.
might be surprised to find a bit, because we don't do bits on this podcast. But this bit is good point. We don't do bits on this podcast, new listeners/viewers. But this is one. The Raw Riddle is designed to encourage you to come back and wait for the answer tomorrow. It's a bit of retention and a bit of fun for us. Everybody, it's a win-win-win. Says this week's riddle. I am taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case from which I am never released. Yet I am used by every person. What am I? Would you like that again?
Yeah.
Very much like.
I was scared and confused.
Yeah, the answer is not the Miz, but it could be, couldn't it? I am taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case for which I am never released, and yet I am used by almost every person. What am I? Find out tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, you like that. Find out tomorrow when we reveal the answer to the Raw Riddle. Wilborn can play the Raw Riddle. Even the ghost is a bit of a bit.
I know.
A stupid ghost. Main event time, the preview.
Bloody hell.
Not a lot advertised for this 2 hour Raw. There's only so much action you can pack in. I went back to 3.
I hate so much sometimes, bro.
There's I'm missing 3 hour Raws. This is ridiculous.
Are you honestly going to be happy with 3 and 3?
I just think Triple H
Is it the minute it's 2 and 2, isn't it?
Yeah, Triple H is better at booking 3 hour shows. He's got these.
I think it's strategic misfire of like, if you've got a new fan and it's like, you turn it on Netflix and this is how, this is what we should have answered, but we did a bit on The Undertaker, even though we don't do bits. This is what I'm glad I remembered.
Okay.
Or is The Undertaker still in it?
Oh, yeah, forgot that.
Yeah.
That's right,
Yeah, let's check this out. Who's this? Who's it? What? Oh, I'll watch it. You're going to watch it for 3 hours. You're meant to be sampling. You're meant to be previewing.
Films, isn't it? They're all
too long.
All too long.
Everything's too long. Matches, films.
Not podcasts. They're not long enough.
The new Champions League format.
How long is that?
I think what's happened is because it's such a cash cow that they've reimagined the format away from those 4-team groups in the group stage, which is great. That weird league where not everyone plays each other and it's still seeded, so it's in a sense still the groups, but they play more games. That's correct, isn't it, Nicholas? They play more games than usual in the Champions League calendar this year.
And they play more teams because of the format.
Yes.
8 teams away, and 4 teams at home, 4 teams away, but all the teams are different.
Yeah, whereas you would just do 3 and 3,
yeah,
so there's an extra 2 games minimum,
No
depending on if
guarantee
you
you're going to
progress.
play that team in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything's longer now.
I was listening to a podcast about the surprising success of Brian Clough at Nottingham Forest after he'd already done, kind of pulled off a
documentary?
Podcast documentary about it. Yeah.
Oh, right. Did you see the Netflix documentary?
Yeah. I love Brian Clough content. He's the best.
I love there's a defender who was like a bit...
Yeah.
I think he recently passed away.
The one that was like...
He's a bit of a prima donna, and he wasn't like one of the lads.
The prime manager
He's a bit
like,
posh.
Don't sign him. But then he turned out like great because they were just a bit of a maverick operation.
Yeah.
Brian Clough was the shoot goat before it all went a bit rubbish. Like
you weren't even what? Oh, you probably were, you old bitch.
No, well, I remember him as Forest manager, but right at the tail end. And speaking of being an old bitch, I don't really remember. I only remember the Champions League as a premier competition in Europe. Everybody speaks the European Cup, and it was just like, it used to be better, didn't it?
No. That's fake nostalgia, man.
Kiss my ass. A single elimination tournament between Europe's best every year. That absolutely dumps on the Champions League. It does. The winners of every division, one and done. Well, not one and done, because they didn't have penalty shootouts, so it'd just be replays forever if it was a draw. But like, in theory, you play this team, winners advance. Like they would say on the commentary, because we didn't know tournaments were any different. Only winners advance. I like that. Like everything.
There's a purity to it.
Yeah.
But you watch
clean,
the
high stakes.
You watch the old footage though, and like
the tournament format is better.
I dare the people who go, football's not what it used to be, and you're one of them. I dare you to watch 10 minutes of an old, like the ball doesn't even move, man, because the pitches are so poor.
We talked about this recently. There's a compromise and a peak, and I think it's Man United Arsenal when Man United break Arsenal's invincible streak, because that game is needly and like the referee lets them get away with most things.
Still got a lot of continental class.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's a game with Henry and Van Nistelrooy and lots of fighting.
It just really annoys me when people denigrate the great name of peak Champions League, which it might have already peaked now because of this new format. Like the Barcelona 5, PSG 4. I mean, I'm telling you now.
It's a bit Will Ospreay for my liking, all that.
Well, I was going to use a comparison. It's not Will Ospreay. It's peak resurgence New Japan of this unbelievable back and forth reversals, counters. Like these Man City Real games where it's like 4-3 and stuff, and this Barca PSG and it's 5-4. I mean, it's just twist after twist after twist of last minute goal. Like the Liverpool, I hate Liverpool fans. Sorry, Matt Rains. I know you're the number one mega fan, but I do not like Liverpool nor the fans. It's nothing personal. But when they talk about the great Anfield night, I know why he's Scottish.
In Glasgow. I've been supporting Liverpool since I was a little boy.
The carpet, Well, they're talking about the great nights at Anfield. Yeah. It's true. Like that bloody corner kick routine and Divock Origi and all the rest of it. I don't know what that is. The Champions League, in terms of pure drama, was the football equivalent of Resurgence New Japan in terms of quality.
I mean, I'll take your word for it. I wasn't watching, but like.
Well, shut up then.
No, the more I was listening to it, I was like, that would be what I would want if you could have, because there's a Europa League and stuff now. If there was a Champions League and it was just a knockout tournament of champions, and then open qualifications.
Still just watch the Fed like an absolute Luddite.
Yeah, I have no need for football when there's 52-week year Fed, but I'm trying to engage on your level about something. Yeah. Like, you have to do it with mine 10 times a week. Like, if you had all champions in a knockout tournament, then by all means have a massive European tournament with a second, third, fourth of every league. And that can be groups, and you can do what the frig you like with that. But I love the idea of that. Like a real, every season, who's the best. I think that'd be class.
The thing is, though...
Brackets.
To a degree, I get it right.
Gods. Nothing but gods.
To a degree, I get it right. But what if... You've got this like ultimate, thinking about it deeply. This is the Fed brain corrupting your senses, right? You're not thinking about it deeply enough because you get served this absolute disposable tripe that is WWE.
Pardon me for plotting.
So no. You don't think about the actual plot. So you got this all fine and dandy setup, winner take all, the best of the best, only winners advance. What happens if you've got all that and it's all based on the pre-existing domestic competitions,
balls out of a FA Cup style, all in the pot.
Yeah. And then you can get Real Madrid versus Man City.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, they're going early on that. Mm-hmm. What happens though? Because it's all based on the prior domestic season, and Real Madrid just kill it, absolutely kill it, right? But then they make a few iffy signings, and maybe they can't incorporate Mbappe, which is what's happening this season, into that centre forward position. And Vinny Jr. is too good on the left side So Mbappe's not that great. Bellingham, he had a decent shift at the weekend, but he's been...
Brother's better, yeah.
Shut up. He's been below par, or at least certainly standards have slipped. And then Barcelona under Hansi Flick.
Yeah, why not?
They're doing great guns. Killing it in La Liga. They're now the best. And now you've got this competition, your Champions League, where it's like, it's not quite the best of the best because you've got a few underperforming teams. You got Leverkusen versus Real. No, listen to us, mate.
That could happen every season. That could happen now.
It is. This is why I'm illustrating that your idea is fundamentally flawed. So you've got like the big hitters, the best of the best, only winners advance.
Yeah.
Man City, second in the league. Maybe the dynasty's over. Real Madrid struggling to incorporate Mbappe, their star signing.
Yeah.
Got Bayer Leverkusen, who won the Bundesliga. Invincibles, yeah?
Yeah.
They're like fifth. It's not very good competition then, is it?
Of course it is. Because
they're not really, because they're not the best of the best anymore. That's what I'm saying to you.
But they all were at the same time 6 months ago.
It's the best of the teams who are falling off.
What you're saying then, hang on then. What you're saying is, let's say this tournament that I've constructed was real.
Right? It's flawed.
And Leicester, that season they won the league, they were never going to win it again, right? Man City weren't going to allow for that. But, so you're saying that season, Leicester don't warrant this place in this all champions, all like gods tournament because they won the league once and then they're suddenly mid-table.
No, they do warrant it.
Yeah.
I'm saying though, in order to create better drama and have the best teams in it, having the top four from the Premier Leagues, like La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, Premier League, having the top four teams of the leagues means you've got a way better chance of capturing who the very best teams are. And you could have 1 versus 1.
Now, I get what you're saying.
Finals. You could have like
Cup
Liverpool.
Drama can have like an
Liverpool versus Barca now is way bigger than it was this time last season. But by having the 4 teams at the top of the best leagues, you've got a bigger probability of the current best teams performing, even if they didn't win the league last year. That's why the Champions League's better than the European Cup, mate.
Nah.
You're not thinking about the whole pie, Jenny.
I've
completely destroyed your argument.
I just want to watch the very best.
Nicholas, what do you think?
I think I want this podcast to get back to wrestling, actually.
Well, I only want to watch the best of the best, which is why I'll be tuning in to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Sidge, we don't know.
Championships?
That's correct.
What are they? I know what a championship is.
We don't know if there's going to be the introduction of a women's intercontinental title. There might be. There was a US title on SmackDown, but we do know that Liv Morgan...
Check out the SmackDown review for our debating conflicting thoughts on that.
Synergy. We have debates and conflicting thoughts on all sorts of tournaments at the highest level, evidently. Liv Morgan has got a match against Io Sky down the line, having Io Sky winning the one contenders last week. So she could factor into the finish here.
I know what happened last week. I drifted
Io
off.
Sky became number 1 contender.
All right,
Battle Royal for a match down the line, whenever. But in the meantime, Liv
Maybe
Morgan...
it's an obsession. An obsession.
Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
Go to sleep with me.
We're trying to
Why
stir
are you
up.
obsessed with me?
They were trying somewhat successfully to stir up a bit of dissent between Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. We saw that play out a little bit on SmackDown. We'll probably see a little bit more of it tonight. But is there any chance of an upset here and Liv Morgan becoming a double champion? She's one of the top heels on Raw. There's been far weaker challengers than these two. And in fact, when the title change happened at Clash at the Castle, the Unholy Alliance won the belts. Even in their sort of hometown, nobody bought that. So at some point when Jade and Bianca lose, it's probably going to scan as a shock. It would be a massive one here. Any chance at all of Liv and Raquel winning?
No, it's too early for the WrestleMania build because that's the destination, is it not?
Yeah.
Jade versus Bianca, WrestleMania. God, they could replicate the WrestleMania 7 poster for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or WrestleMania 6, you mean, the Ultimate Champion?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I was thinking of Warrior and Savage and the custom one they made for that one, but I like WrestleMania 6 even
more.
Yeah.
Imagine Jade
flexing
the muscles, glistening with the lightning in the background.
I'm already... I know.
You've already come.
That's right. That, plus you realise this year it's KO Mania 9. And where was WrestleMania 9? Caesar's Palace. So Kevin Owens in the Vegas setting for WrestleMania. Everything is just going great. great in WWE right now. But I agree with you. I don't think...
that it stinks.
I don't think Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez can get it done, Sidge. I think you're right, and that's some great analysis. But do you agree with our great analysis? Let us know in the comments below the tweet to this podcast. Find us on YouTube if you want. There's also the SmackDown review from today, as well as the Collision review on your audio feeds.
That's got US title news, further advancements in the Blood Line saga, and a pile driver from the 1980s.
That is correct. It's the SmackDown preview where we've got all this and so much more. And join us tomorrow for the Raw review, and Adam Wilborn will be back to do better recaps than we've attempted to do today. You can follow us all along at WhatCulture WWE on X, where you can also find Michael Sidgwick at
M. Sidgwick.
I'm at Michael Hamflett. Follow our brilliant producer at It's Adam Nicholas. And until next time, we will see you soon.